Hey everyone, top 5 guilty fragrances. It's sort of like I'm not supposed to wear them, or they're not totally me. I'm too mature for them, or they're too youthful for me. Either way, I don't feel very comfortable wearing them, but I wear them anyways. Because they're so good. Find myself just grabbing them out of having this guilty sort of devious pleasure wearing this, like enjoying them and knowing that they're not exactly my core identity, or they're not a perfect match for me. So this list is kind of a reflection of me personally rather than a general fragrance list that would be in congruence with everybody. But still, I hope you might be able to pick up something that might be applicable to you. So, number 5, Harry Ellis Reserve. It was created in 1998. There is something perfect about it. You could almost imagine this had this huge company behind it trying to formulate the perfect, youthful, classy fragrance. It's like they came up with this. It feels like there's some corporate perfection. I don't want to say it's unartistic. Recently I wore this at a symphony. I went out with my lady friend and we watched a symphony. I could just tell people really enjoyed this, even though this was probably too young for me and really inexpensive. I mean, this one, the only reason it didn't make my last video for inexpensive fragrances is because it's more youthful, and that's why I feel guilty wearing it. So it's less for men than it is more for teens or something, or maybe college. You can get this one for $25 for 100 ml. And this is like a 30 ml, but I mean, really awesome. You can also get the sample pack with these 30 mls on FragranceNet. You get the red, Perry Ellis 360 red, Perry Ellis 360 blue, which I love, and I'll do a whole nother video on that maybe sometime. And the reserve, using the coupon for the website. And the bottle kind of reflects that class, like the black and the clear and the clear. There's like a gummy smell that you can almost taste. Floral in here that was done by Versace Blue Jeans that they perfected in here, which in Versace Blue Jeans, I think it's carnation. It's an explosion of carnation. But this one, you can smell it in here, but it's so toned down to the underlying floral. It creates the classiness, I think, and still masculine. I don't know how they did it. There's sort of a genius behind this. There's some genius behind this, but so the guilt, yeah. Next on the list, coming in at number 4, Danger Parfum Cologne by Roger Parfums. Now I can't afford a full bottle. A full bottle of that is gonna cost $200 for 100 ml from FragranceNet. So I feel guilty wearing this stuff because it's like Roger Dove made this to perfection. It's so smooth. It's so smooth. It reminds me of a businessman, but it's not me. I'm not that classy. I'm not classy enough to wear this. But it's so good that sometimes I just wear it when I can dress up as best I can, and I imagine myself as sort of a person I'm not. But it makes me feel better for a brief moment in time. This bottle is like red. If you can get the whole bottle, it's like red. It's like a cinnamon. And I think Roger Dove used to work for Guerlain or something like that. There's that smoothness of Guerlain, a super slick, successful, classy person. Mature and manly. Person that wears Danger has got everything together. That's the impression. I understand why it's called Danger now, because when I watched one of Roger's commercials, you're in danger of being attractive to everybody, all the ladies. I mean, that's the marketing, you know. So Danger, Roger Dove, Parfum Cologne. My number 3 guilty pleasure fragrance that I love to wear, but I feel guilty wearing it, Armani Code. Armani Code Pour Homme, made in 2004. It was kind of quite a long time ago, by Antoine Lee, the perfumer. Obviously Armani is behind it, and I just love it so much. The problem is, I'm never quite classy enough in my state of being to able to put this on, but I put it on anyways. It just makes me feel great. I try not to do that too much because I try to like to be in tune with myself and bring myself up to another level rather than bring myself to a different level. If this represents me, this here and my character, if I wore something in line with my character, I feel like I would get sort of elevate my confidence and character well-being. Now, if I wore one of these guilty pleasure fragrances, it's sort of not exactly this. It's sort of over here where the fragrances is sort of in a different realm as my character. It shifts me over. So it doesn't quite elevate me but it brings me to a different place that I can still feel good. So there is a boosting effect. I got one of those magazines in the mail and I found on one of the papers was Armani Code, and I smelled it and I was immediately transported to an airport, and I was walking around and I imagined myself walking around an airport dressed nicely, sharply, not like a business suit, but just sharp, and I felt good and I was going somewhere. And at that time in my life I wasn't in the best spot, and when I smelled this I was transported. I fell in love with that whole concept and the idea. I love this. And I still don't really feel like I can wear it. Some people get like a CocaCola vibe, which doesn't bother me. Tobacco maybe, but I don't even smell tobacco. Definitely could be considered more mature.
Sparkling soft drinks. Steaming hot coffee. Steamed or grilled hot dogs. Crispy hot fresh French fries. How about a pizza? None better anywhere.
Number 2 guilty pleasure, Lacoste Blanc O Fresh, the green. This is the first full real bottle I ever got. That's actually like a same material they put on the shirts. Kind of cool. Alligator. God, I love that green. I love the green. Look at how cool that green is. It's like really light minty, which is the exact reflection of what this smells like. Light minty spearmint. This is so scrumptious, like a gum, like a spearmint gum. It drives me insane, and I love it so much that I wear it all the time. Why is this on the list? It's clearly way too youthful for me. This is perfect for like a college student. It's vibrant and minty, but lightly minty. I got this by accident. I tried to get Lacoste Blanc, just a regular one. They didn't have it, and I'm like, oh, I'll just settle for this. Wow, this was the best mistake I ever made. It's one of my favorite fragrances of all time. When I wear it though, I just feel so guilty because it's not me. If I'm here, it brings me over here, but it elevates me. I can only sort of temporarily exist in this realm. If I wore a fragrance that was more in line with who I was, that over time I could build up my character. You gotta kind of watch out with this one. There's sort of like a fecal smell. Don't ask me why, but it's clear and people can smell it. So if you wear this, I highly recommend wearing it on your shirt and not on the skin, because it doesn't need more musk of the skin. And if you do wear it on the skin, that fecal note in here might come out too much and people will... I have had people look at me like, what's going on? Like, there is offensive smell here, and I'm like, it's not me, You can get this 100 ml for $55, Fragrance Net, with the coupon from the website. When I use Fragrance Net, I can't use the coupon on my phone, but if I use my computer, I'm able to use the coupon on Fragrance Net. Don't ask me why, I have no clue why that is. The number 1 on the list, maybe one of the best fragrances ever created. Bleu de Chanel. This stuff is so good. I should not be wearing it. It's too classy for me. If my character is normally here, this fragrance brings me over here. Like I'm a new person. I'm a different person. But it brings me way up there, like for feeling good. I feel like $1 million when I wear this stuff. I don't know about the notes. I can't explain what the notes are. A little bit spicy. This is the EDT. It's so classy and so smooth and so refined and so perfect. The first time I think I ever smelled this on someone was a doctor I used to work with. I'm like, it was perfect. I'm like, this is what a doctor smells like. I just couldn't believe it. This is the best. Jacques Polge, perfumer, created in 2010. Jacques Polge also created Bois Noir in 1980, which became Egoist. He also created Antaeus, another genius fragrance. #1 guilty pleasure. And that's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. Here's how I figured the list. I take this list seriously. I want in the future to be able to improve the list and change it over time and not just be some arbitrary list. In tuneness with the fragrance world, community of fragrances, which are so many out there. So here we see Chanel is a 10 out of 10. On this bottom we have pleasure level, and on this side we have guilt level. So the pleasure level for Chanel is a 10, and the guilt for wearing it was also a 10. So there we have if you multiply 10 by 10, the area is the guilty pleasure. In units of PG. PGs, that's 100. And #2, the Lacoste, if you can see, got a pleasure level of 7 and a guilt level of 6. Length times width, 7 times 6, a score of 42. Armani Code came in #3. And Roja and Ellis were the same, but I made an executive decision. And there you have it. I hope everyone has a great day. Don't forget,